Hello, everyone. Let's go on a little thought experiment. Let's take the Bible literally, okay? So we can talk to the religious people about this. If you take the Bible literally, God created the angels first. And what did they do? What was their purpose? What did they do? Well, they basically blew the trumpets and they sang God's praises for eternity. And yet God still felt the need to create humanity with the duality of being able to choose good or evil, knowing full well people will choose evil and do horrible things in his name. Now, why? Aside from the fact that good does not exist without evil, they're binary, you have to realize that free will must have occurred well before the humans chose the apple or the fruit. Some people say it was a fig, just like Buddha enlightened under the fig tree. Some people say that because Lucifer rebelled and brought a third of the angels down with him. Now, Lucifer was God's favorite. But the story of Lucifer is basically the story of the first thing in creation that rebelled, that had free will. So free will must have existed. Even though all the angels just constantly chose good and to sing praises constantly, just constant praises, God still felt the need to create creatures that could choose good or evil. And he loved them more than the angels. So throw that to a religious person. Ask them to explain that. How did free will exist? If there was no free will in heaven, how did Lucifer rebel? So Lucifer is the first rebellion story. And there's a great book. I suggest you get it. It's called, and I've mentioned this a few times, it's by Anatole France. It was written in the 1800s. It was actually banned by the Catholic Church. It's called Revolt of the Angels, and it's the story of the rebellion from Lucifer and those angels' point of view, and their fall, and what happened. It's a very interesting read. But pose that to a religious person. How did free will exist? We know that humans had free will because they chose the apple, right? Or the fig, whatever. Some people say that, Buddha enlightened under the fig tree. They're saying that the fruit was the fig. Some say it was a pomegranate. There's actually no real mention whether it was an apple or not. That was sort of just imposed. Ask them, was there free will before that moment? Most of them will say no. Well, how's that possible? How's it possible that there was no free will, so they were given a choice, they took the apple? But even further back, if there was no free will, how did Lucifer lead a rebellion against God? Lucifer is the first rebellion story. Now, lest people think that I'm making a case for Luciferianism or Satanism, I've been very clear on this. Okay, Satanism and Luciferianism is against. It's not that they're devil or evil. That's not why I'm against it. I'm actually against it because their tenements, their commandments, is to worship the self and to be completely self-involved with the self. And I say, live for others. So I'm against Luciferianism and Satanism, but go ahead and ask a religious person that question.